Oh. This is the one and only T Quest. You're tuned into the T Quest show with DJ El Nino. Relatable, informative, yet entertaining. Let's get it.
The T Quest show with DJ El Nino. Relatable, informative, yet entertaining. If you think you can handle being a guest on the show, contact us today. We've interviewed independent artists to mainstream, regular folk to celebrities. You never know who's going to be our special guest, and one day it may just be you. Follow us on all social media platforms at TQuestGLM and DJ El Nino. El Nino. El Nino.
Here I am, everybody. What's going on? It's your girl T Quest. Once again, you're tuned into the T Quest show with DJ El Nino. Relatable, informative, yet entertaining. Shout out to our listeners out there, new and old. You guys know we appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't already, make sure you follow us on all social media platforms at TQuestGLM, at DJ El Nino, and at the T Quest show. Make sure you download that T Quest mobile app in your Google Play Store and your App Store for free. And make sure you sign up for our mailing list on GottaLoveMeWorld.com, where you can find Gotta Love Me Radio and WQRB, home of the music and conversations that you want to hear. And remember, we have GLM Designs here to cater to all your graphic needs. GLM merch, because in my opinion, it is hoodie season all year round. GLM Voice, because I am the voice goddess. And just remember, we are here for each and every one of you. But you know I cannot do this without my partner in greatness. So ladies and gentlemen, award-winning DJ El Nino.
Mic check 1 2. What's going on?
Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
How you doing?
I am fantastic. My phone's been going off like crazy.
Facts.
You know, because they're always curious. Who's on the show next? Who's on the show next? Who's on the show next?
Yep.
How you know we don't want to just do a show with just us? You know, but without further ado, because I'm tired of my phones keep going off, we're just going to bring on today's guest and have some fun and get all up in their business. Sounds good to you?
Facts. Let's get this.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, 3TOB.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
That's it?
That's it.
She like, I'm doing good. How about
I'm great.
Dang,
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, is that what you do? Is that what you do?
That's my sexy nap voice.
Oh, are you tired?
No, I'm not talking about Elijah. I'm talking about that's what she said to you.
Oh.
I ain't talking about you saying that. I ain't complimenting you on your voice.
Oh, my bad, boy. I thought you talking about me, man.
No. But you know, she was like, you know, you said, how you doing? And she was like, I'm doing good. How about you? And I was like, hold on now. What kind of show we got going on here?
Wow.
I think it was the opposite.
Well, either way it go, both of y'all was on something. So it's all good.
Yeah, world.com, where you can find us. Gotta love me. What's going on, fellas? I see you guys in the car, so make sure y'all driving safely. But we like to do mental checks with our peoples. Elijah said he's good. Little hints of tired. I totally understand. Where are you guys located right now?
All of us in California, Northern California.
Oh, okay. So it's still a little early over there. Even better. So once again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to be here on the show with us, and just want to say thank you for all that you have contributed to the music industry, still being around, still having that wonderful gift that you guys have been blessed with, still telling your story and still making in the industry. So I don't want to start off by giving you guys flowers, okay?
Thank you.
Man, much appreciated.
Absolutely. So I just want to jump right on in. When it comes to the show, we have different listeners, all ages, all races, so you can never know who's going to be tuning in, whether it's on a streaming platform, a live platform, or the 15 plus radio stations that we are on. For the ones who may not know, give them a quick backstory on 3TOB and what the name actually stands for.
Lash?
The name stands for, the 3T is stand for Tony. The OB stand for original band.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's the concept of the name. We knew we couldn't use their name, but we still have to merge the connection so people can get a grasp of our history without us starting all over.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, there's a lot of backstory to this name because there's a lot to the story, but I want to start with the letter B. You guys being a band, can you tell the listeners the instruments that you guys play?
I play the bass guitar. Um, Jubal Smith played the guitar. Carl Wheeler plays the organ and synth. Antron plays synthesizer. We have a new member, which is Antron's nephew LJ. He played keyboards. Amar percussion and lead singer.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So
hmm
let's
And we all write,
so,
and we all write and produce and arrange and everything. So everything that you hear from 3TLB is a collective.
okay. So let's jump right into it. I know we like to go back, but I want to talk in present day. What are you guys up to now? Are we making new music? Are we touring? Are we in the studio? What's going on?
We in all three.
Okay.
We all have our own individual projects. I own a record label called Ambitious Records. I'm producing my other artists. Jubal still on the road with Frankie Beverly. Carl at the studio right now recording like he always do with his artists. Antron produces from his home. Amar does everything. I let him speak for himself, but he's a pretty active. He's the most active dude. He drives about 500 miles a day.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Because
that is.
they would show hate for me to be calling them asking to borrow $5 to go do something.
Wow. Wow. Let me ask you a question. How many members are in the band now? 3TOB.
It's fixed now.
6 now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Do y'all all play? I mean, do y'all all sing, or how does that break down?
Everybody does it.
Everybody does everything. I like that. I like that. All
Yeah,
right.
we,
Hey, all right, I like that.
everybody can lead things except Antron.
Except for I guess that's why he dropped off. I
That's
guess
why
that's
he
why he
left.
dropped off. You know what I'm saying?
But he can write and produce a record, and he can write lyrics. But lead singing, that's one he fell short of glory on.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So let's get into a little backstory about 3TOB. I keep wanting to say 3TLB. I don't know why. 3TOB. Give me a little backstory on that piece. You know what I mean? Because I know, and I know a lot of our listeners know about Tony. You know what I mean? Let's talk about how your group. You know what I mean? How you as a individual were helpful in getting that launch. You know what I mean? How did y'all help get that launch? You know what I mean?
Well, we was there before record deals. Most of us all family members. Raphael Sadiq and myself is first cousins. His mother, my father, brothers and sisters. Antron and Tim is first cousin. His mother and Tim's father are siblings. Carl Wheeler is a childhood friend. We've been knowing him since 5 years old. He stayed around the corner from Raphael. Dwayne is Raphael's older half brother. Amar Khalil and Raphael is childhood friends since the first grade.
Okay.
And LJ, which is our new member, is Antron's nephew. And Jubal is also a childhood friend we've been playing in church with. His father and my father was friends before they even moved to California. And I moved to California in 68. So that's how tight knit we are.
Damn.
And still keeping it all in the family.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to do this. So how did since y'all knew each other and a lot of y'all family members and whatnot, how do y'all get along now? You know what I mean? Because I know what happened. You know what I mean? But I mean, are y'all like speaking, or you know what I mean? What's going on with your relationship now?
We talk
Um,
crazy to each other every day.
are you talking about us in the Tonys or us as Rick
Yeah, I'm
Hilton?
talking about the whole collective. I'm talking about the whole collective.
No,
You
we
know, the
don't.
original Tonys. I know y'all are, tight knit. You know what I mean? But I don't know, about your
No,
former
we,
members.
we naturally love them, but no, we don't have no communication right now. The fact of the matter is, we are grown men with kids, and we help create that sound and help benefit that group, but we didn't make no money from it that we deserve. And they not man enough to apologize, and I can't be around nobody who say the hell with my kids,
Wow.
especially when I made the sacrifices and the same sacrifices you made to get Tony 2020. We was rehearsing for free. We was rehearsing for the same common goal to get a record deal and be successful together, and we done that. But they got compensated. We didn't. So if you're not man enough to apologize to make it right, nah, blood or no blood, I ain't got to talk to you.
Factual.
No,
Factual.
I definitely understand that. And like you said, like we're coming in together, we're investing our time together, putting our gifts together. That means we supposed to eat together at the same time.
That's
You
right.
know, that's just common decency. And it's interesting that all this stuff really happens in society and the music industry, and even though people are voicing it, it's still happening and it's not changing. You know what I'm saying? So I want you to talk about what made you come up with the documentary to put that out there for the people and why.
Well, for the longest, everybody thought Tony 2020 was just three members,
That is factual.
and I know that they didn't have the clarity and the knowledge of the whole group. So I'm like, okay, if we're not going to make any money and we all doing our own project, let me at least acknowledge and let the people know the history where I came from and where the other guys came from. So now we all got our own platform. We may not have to work so hard with the connection. At least give us a listen to what we're doing on our own. So I called the other guys and interviewed everybody and let them tell their own stories. And we was all surprised because we didn't even know each individual experience of the thing because everything happened separately. But as y'all see, they all lined up to be exactly the same way. And the thing about it is, the only structure the deal was that the three made more money than us anyway. So you was already making more money than us. So I didn't see why you didn't give us the percentage we were supposed to. When you was already making more, you just decided to take all, and that's where it was just totally unfair.
How does that work with management involved?
He was a childhood friend too, and his name Carlos Stanfield. He had good intentions, but at the end of the day, he worked for Ray, Kim, and Dwayne because the first record deal it was just the three of them signed to Tommy and Denny a production deal. So we although we started the band before that happened, before Lil Walter came out, they took them three and made them a forefront. So by the time the record company signed us to the revival album on six of us, they kept that same position as if it's still the three of them we was back of them. All six of us signed out. And they just kept that same concept. We had private meetings. They didn't tell us about anything. And we trust in loving cousins, so we think when the money come in, we'll be straight. We'll get ours. But slowly but surely, we just start seeing things being purchased, and we're not able to purchase it. And that's where the red flags got thrown up. And that's where the tension started right there.
It's interesting with family being involved and you guys being so young, you know, and being minors that the adults are supposed to protect you guys. But the interesting part is if they notice that they're making more, the question is, did they know in the beginning that you guys wasn't being paid equally?
You
Yes.
talk about the parents. You talking about the parents?
The members.
Yeah, the members knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
The three of
Now.
Raphael, Tim, and Dwayne and the manager were the only ones taking the meeting. Because remember, like I said previously, on the first album, that's how the concept was. So they kept that same concept when the record company signed all six of us direct. But like I said, these are cousins, our close friends, and we just young having fun, and we love each other to death. So when the money comes, we'll be straight, and that didn't happen. It just changed them.
Well, what did Auntie say? And Unc and Grandma?
Listen. I'm glad you said that because I do kind of fault my parents. Well, my mother passed when I was 15. If she was
Sorry to hear
alive,
that.
she'd have stepped in. I know that for a fact. My mother, she'd have made it happen. But my father, kind of low key Christian preacher, God fixed everything. And but he and my auntie had the seniority off the love of the group at that moment to fix it, and they didn't intervene, and they just were kind of like, oh well, gotta fix it. And I
But
kind of
you
look
know
back.
what?
I kind of hold on, Amar. I kind of look back to that as that was a weak point in the family dynamics right there. That's one thing I kind of lost respect on, not love but respect.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Amar.
But you know what I probably think too is that um a part of that was I don't think parents probably got involved in it because everybody were young adults doing what they do, and they figured that as young adults you're doing what you're doing, and you got it handled and you got management. Because I think I mean I don't know for sure, but I think if folks had really brought it to the parents, they're not paying you, they're not doing this, that somebody probably would have stepped up. But I think most of us were just doing everything that we were doing as young adults and just moving.
You got to remember, I went to my father. My father helped buy my first BMW after they made their purchase, so he knew. So
Oh,
he
okay, right,
he knew
right.
exactly. He could have stepped in then, like, "Hey, nephew, what's going on? Why my son ain't being taken care of?" And Raphael have a lot of respect for my father, and to this day, even at this age, that kind of bothered me that he didn't step in and fix it. But I know my father; he's just a good-hearted, hard
Right.
Christian, and he just like, "Hey, God fixes everything." So that's where I left. That's where I was able to just give it a little understanding and move on. But me as a man, I thought that was kind of weak.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I
I,
get it too. Because my parents are ministers too. So, they have a different mindset when they view things. But at the same time, as human beings,
Yes,
you ain't gonna play with baby girl.
right,
Because that's not godlike.
right,
So the human side need to step in, but some religious people, they just let God have it. Whatever he's gonna do is what he's gonna do. But at the same time, even though the elders are supposed to step in and protect the children, when it comes to the music industry, they don't know anything about it. They don't know about the splits. They don't know about the points. They don't know what to say. So
right,
sometimes they don't do nothing.
right.
It's not always malicious intent behind it. It's just a very awkward situation, and what stings the most that it had to be family. These young niggas want to say something.
No, no, that's real though. But then it's folks buying whips, and I'm getting the cosign. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
I'm just saying. I'm sitting there borrowing money, and they balling out. You know what I mean?
You in the house, I'm in the air and B&B.
Facts, facts.
They
That's
even
real
had
though.
those back in the day.
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
But
yeah.
guess what though? The funny thing you said that though, saying if they would have gave us our portion, which was they was getting 20%, Carl was getting 16, me and I Tron was getting 12. So let's say $1 million came in, they gave us 120,000. They were still getting 200. By that time, that's what houses was cost in them days.
Facts,
So
facts.
at
Yep.
least we'd have learned about real estate, equity, and could have took a life of our own with that just portion right there. Our house has been paid off right now, probably worth about a million too. We are in California, you know. So it's a lot of opportunities got stripped from us that we could have learned. We could have learned or failed, but it was up to us to have the opportunity. You know, and we got robbed.
I'm just trying to figure out how come nobody protected the babies? Not management, not the labels, not the group members. Like this is a very scary Twilight situation.
Well, the manager got bought out. The original manager, Carlos Stanfield, got bought out right before me and Antron got kicked out the group. Um, so it was just going downhill once we start inquiring where's the money, you know. So I at that time our manager could have stepped in and told us the real deal, but he got frustrated and moved to Texas and with his new wife and he was just frustrated. He had his own frustrations, you know. So yeah, we left out there butt naked.
I'm so sorry about that. You know what I mean? Like seriously. Now my question is, when it came to signing the contracts, normally a lot of artists themselves don't really look at it because you just trust people that's supposed to be handling your situation. So nobody really looked at it to notice that the percentage was different.
No, we saw the percentage.
Okay.
That wasn't the issue. Nobody explained the contract to us. It was just signed here. But that's my guy right there. Those my
Okay.
cousins. We good when I go to so that was that. It was our young, being naive and ignorant to the fact and trusting all three elements caused us to get put in a position. And our family didn't get involved. My father, I will give my father credit. He did say one thing: make sure you go with that contract. But
Yeah.
I'm like, we all had the same manager and same attorney. So why am I taking my contract out of a different attorney when we all six of us had the same attorney? So I'm like, we got an attorney, which we did. He just never met with the other three.
That is so sad. Like, how come you guys don't have a movie out?
I'm working on
We
it.
got
Like, you see all these other stories, which is a great thing, but your story is the one that really needs to be told because there's just so
you
many
saw the
different
documentary
layers.
though, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. We saw.
Oh, okay.
We saw.
and it was very uncomfortable to watch.
Facts. Facts. There were some very uncomfortable moments in that piece. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
So
I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, wow. You know what I mean? Because I admit, but back then, when the three times tones were at their heyday, I'm thinking it's three folk. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. And I'm like, ain't none of them named Tony. I don't know what the hell's up with that, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, because I mean when I got it, I'm like, okay, all right. So which one is Tony? That's how it was when I first heard it.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, I don't know, and I assume it was just three people. And watching the documentary, it kind of showed me, you know what I mean. Actually, Don Cornelius was giving y'all love back then, and even though I may have seen them shows back then,
Yeah.
I didn't catch that, those subtleties. You know what I mean? I wasn't paying attention,
Right.
like that. I always watch him do his interviews, but I wasn't, all in the weeds and all that. But I'm glad that at least he did at that time, shine, gave some light to y'all. You know what I mean? And not just on the three main folks, I guess you would call it, because most folks assume it was that. You know what I mean? Raphael, Dwayne.
And Tim.
Yes,
Well, the,
facts.
the, the, the thing is, Don Cornelius saw the sequence of the band. So like Tony is not like the OJs. It ain't three singers in the front and the band in the back. We all one crew. Like I'm in the front with Raphael and Dwayne. Tim is the drummer. Carl Williams is the keyboardist. So he saw that we all was one, and that's why he acknowledged us because he saw how it was moving. We all doing the same dance steps and dressed alike. He's like, this is a band, this is a group. So he did the right thing.
Yeah, that's good though, because y'all not just just folks there for the filling. You know what I mean? Y'all actually part of the the meat of the crew. You know what I'm saying? And that was I learned a lot. I learned a lot watching that piece. I learned a lot that I personally did not know. You know what I mean? I do know about groups, um, folks not getting their proper money. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's happening 1,000 times right now today.
Very
You know,
common.
facts, facts. So, what did that situation teach you to not do in your present situation?
Go ahead, Abel.
Well, to truly respect and love the brothers that are helping to, um, as a collective, really, the brothers who are helping you advance, helping you put more food and bread on your table. Um, it, Loyalty, loyalty and respect, man. It's so basically with 3TOB, we were already family and friends, just like Elijah was talking about. We all grew up together and everything like that. And then being a part of Tony, it was a family situation. So for the rest of us, we really are treating this like real family. It's like things that should have been done with the Tonys. We're making sure these things happen with 3TLB. Just looking out for one another, making sure everybody's getting their right splits and their points on the songs. As a matter of fact, we're like this with the new group. If I didn't write anything on anything, they're still giving me my issue, because Elijah might come up with a whole song today, a whole that doggone song, and then by the time everybody come in and play on it or do whatever yada yada yada, it's just evenly split all across the board. These are the things that, as a group, and this is just on the music side of it, these are things that should happen. And it was the same thing that happened with Babyface and L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid was the business, although he was a super talented drummer and writer and all that. But Babyface did most of the writing and creating. And they split everything 50-50. That's how it's, man, make it happen the way you need to make it happen. But more so for us, we genuinely um, dig one another. We like being around each other. We talk smack to one another. We call and check in on one another. You know, that's what a group and that's what family's supposed to do with one another. Somebody got a birthday coming up. If you can make it to the party, or if you can make it here or do this and that, we try to do that. If you can't, folks are still checking in. So the difference is it's love and respect.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Has anyone from this whole situation throughout the years actually said, you know what? You guys are right, and I apologize for my part, or not speaking up?
That's what we waiting
No.
for.
Not one person?
Not one.
Oh my God.
Not one.
You know what?
That's the whole deciding factor over money. When I first did that documentary, I sent that documentary to Raphael, Tim, and Dwayne before I had to put it out, so they could see the effect they had on it. That gave them a opportunity right there before I brought it out to the world. Because let's make a piece right there. They got arrogant and went the other way, and that's where I knew where their heart was at that moment. Cause we
Yeah.
spilling our guts to you, like, hey man, just say you're sorry, And we could have really made that a bash video. We did it. We did it with class. We didn't bash on that. We just told the truth, you know.
Mhm.
And yeah, they didn't even. They turned even more evil. Talk about reuniting with just the three without us. Matter of fact, they tried to do a concert right when we first released the documentary in Oakland, California, the college of show. It got canceled because they couldn't sell no tickets.
Wow.
And it was it was
Wow.
it was it was Tony, MC Hammer, Digital Underground. I think somebody else. It was in the bowl. I think it was
And
somebody a
Bo.
real big. It was a real
Yep.
big open
Hammer too.
show, and they was trying to do that to smash pie in our face. Like we don't need y'all. Them tickets did not sell because of that documentary.
See, look at God.
Yeah,
No, let me stop.
yeah,
Let me
yeah,
stop.
yeah, yeah. That part. That part. That part.
Look at
That
God.
part. That part. That part.
So you guys don't monetize off of nothing from the past? Not even a little bit?
Yeah,
A point something?
we get publishing off songs we wrote.
Okay.
We just
Right,
think
well,
what we was lacking was the big advances that came in,
the
Absolutely.
stats. Yeah, the
and
Yeah,
and,
because
stats.
and we didn't get the proper percentage of the songwriting. Like like if four people write a song, it should be split 25%. Not I give you what I want to give you. Raphael was giving what he want
Facts.
to give. Jubu wrote some of the biggest hits. Jubu wrote the guitar part of Anniversary, the lead, how it come in. That's the signature of that song. I don't even think he got no credit on that song.
so how does that work as you get older and you're still working together in this uncomfortable situation and you know more, you know better, but they still saying this is all I'm giving you. Like how does that conversation happen?
Well,
We
you
don't
can take
have
it.
that.
Yeah, you'll have
We're
that
not.
conversation. You take it to
We're not
court.
in that.
Yeah, and it got to be documented. And if you got enough witnesses, you might can overturn it. But if he'd got his name on there and got the wrong percentage, he could have went back and clarified that. But he didn't even get his rightful credit. Carl Wheeler got his money. Carl is responsible for pretty much every hit on Revival and Sons of Soul. Yeah,
Okay.
Carl responsible. Anniversary feels good. You name it, whatever you want. He wrote that solely. Yeah. So, but Carl responsible for every hit we ever made because he was the only keyboard player in the group at that time that was the nucleus with Ray and Dwayne and Tim, and he got the opportunities we couldn't.
Well, let's give you the opportunity now to tell the folks out right now what you should probably be in credit for. You know what I mean? Because I know you've done stuff since then and even back then that folks may not know. Why don't you tell our audience some of the stuff that you have done?
I work with Alicia Keys. I work with E40, Too Short, DJ Quick, um, the Dog Pound, um, 8 Ball MJG, um, Sugar T, Sweet and Low,
Okay.
YT Style. I work with a lot of people. Jay Spencer. I produce solo records of my own, Elijah Baker and Park Avenue. My record label, Ambitious Records. That we have 3TOB. So that's in the gospel group Soul Seekers. And that's all I can think on top of my head. But I'm sure I did more.
So you was just running the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Who you just playing instruments on that piece? What were you doing back with the them groups?
I was
Them
producing.
artists.
I was
You was
producing.
producer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And getting writers. Yeah, I write. Yeah. Write,
Okay.
produce.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I
Give me,
go
give me.
and when Too Short have a live show, I'm the MD of his show. I take my band with him and we play
Okay.
behind Too Short.
All right. Too Short still gets a little play in the parties. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, you got classics. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Blow the
Yes, he
whistle and
does.
smash.
Blow the whistle still. Yes.
Shake that monkey.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was trying to steal the casino side.
Yeah. In fact, yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's just one of my favorite songs. Amar,
Yeah. Yeah.
we want to know about your flexes. What have you done? We need to know. Like, come on, this is the time. Let the people know.
Well, I mean, I haven't really gotten out there as a major writer and all of that. I mean, I've done my solo stuff and worked with Confunction and worked with In Vogue and things like that. But I haven't like really gotten out there. Um, Working with my son and things like that now, doing what we're doing with the 3TOB. Um, yeah. That's basically it. And I
He
basically
left
spent
out
my
the real
I just
flex. He left out the real flex. Tell him the real flex, hey boy. He always buddy hop the real flex. Tell them the real flex.
what that I created in Vogue's name and all of that.
Yes.
How do you leave that out?
Yeah, I did.
Look,
I did.
he's so chill about it. He too cool for school. He
Yeah, he
too
don't know
cool for
that's
school.
big. That was big. He always
Facts.
buddy hop that.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
mean,
That's iconic.
right. It's definitely the truth. I had a girls' dance group because I was known all in the Bay for dancing and dressing and all of that. So we had different kind of dance groups and cliques and things. We had the GQ crew, the sexy dancers. We had Vogue Unique, and so I took the girls' name from Vogue Unique, and I presented it because I cut hair as well, and so I was always cutting one of the producers of In Vogue's hairs. So Denzel Foster. And so he was telling me about the girls group and all this and all that they were trying to put together. And I mentioned to him about a friend of mine who could sing and everything. And so I mentioned Dawn Robinson, that she and I grew up together. And so he was trying to come up with names for the group. And I told him, I said, well, man, listen, you should probably call the girls Vogue Unique. And he was like, man, I like that. So he took it back to his business partner and everything. And they were like, yeah, we like Vogue Unique. So when they took it to Sylvia Rome from East West Atlantic Records, they dug it and everything like that. But then they were checking with their attorneys and they said, well, Vogue magazine has a tight hold on anything that has Vogue in front of it. So then we were talking, and he was like, maybe we can use In Vogue. And so they presented that to Sylvia Rome them, and it was like, okay, we can go with In Vogue. They checked with the attorneys. So that's how In Vogue came about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
proud of you.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts, man. It's major, man. You know what I'm saying? Those were
For me, yeah.
all right. You gave the major inspiration for it. You feel what I'm saying? They would not have gotten where they gotten without
Yeah,
you.
planted
You know what
that
I mean?
seed.
So, yeah. You gotta flex that. Okay. Now I got a question. Y'all are a band. You know what I mean? How does that work now? You know, because R&B's a little different now. You know what I mean? There's a lot of studio production now. Live instrumentation is not as utilized as heavy as it was back in the 80s and the 90s. How do y'all still make y'all mark?
The real music never died.
Well, that's facts.
The youngsters just don't know how to make it. You know, it's still,
Well, they don't want to pay for it.
If you go to indie '90s concert, they still sell out. Like they sell out like a big rap concert. That's the last of the real music. And anything even close, even the mid '90s to the late '90s, where things get kind of sketchy, they still sell out. And most of these groups ain't the original members either. If you have one or two smash hits, you can tour forever.
You right.
One
That's
or
facts.
two major hits. Look at Color Me Back. Ooh, I want to sex you up. They still on tour off that one song.
Facts off that one song. You know what I mean?
One
Because
song.
me, even as a DJ, sometimes we remember our era differently. You know what I mean? There were some albums that we thought was, hot. Then I go back and listen to them. I'm like, damn, real talk. It's only one song on this album. You know what I'm saying? There's only one
Yeah.
song that really stood out. I'm like, yeah, Color Me Bad, damn sure is a one hit wonder. But
Yeah.
that's a strong ass song.
all you
You know
need.
what I mean? But it's
All you need, you
one
tour
joint.
forever off one
Yeah, that's-
smash hit, man. That's pretty amazing. But yeah, we don't change because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like you got Tony. We done had about 16 realistic hit records, like factual hit records.
Yes, yes, yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot. What's like some of your favorite songs you like performing out there now?
Man, I'm gonna tell you some a lot of 2020 songs I didn't like. Cause I'm more funky type of dude. I like the funk, but my favorite song on the first album was "My Baby Doll." Um, Feels good in Southern California and whatever you want. I like those a lot. Sons of Soul, Leaving was my favorite. That was a release, but it wasn't a hit, but it was a release. Um, Let's Get Down, which I helped write, and I sung on. I gotta get my groove on. So that's my very favorite. And Loving You on that last record, House of Music. Those are my favorite songs to perform.
Now, what's a song that
Mhm.
everybody else like, but you like, nah,
That ain't it.
yeah, that ain't, yeah, I don't like that joke.
If
He
I
don't
had no loot,
he
love if I
don't
had
like
no loot.
Louis,
Oh my God, I hate that doggone song. He
Why?
loved that song
but I
because
love it.
it ain't funky. It's poppy. I hate it.
No, it is. Dum, 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 boom, 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 boom. Man, bum, bum, bum. Talking about the times when I was by myself.
Look at his
I
Look
face.
at him.
nobody else. But as time went on, I had a talk with my mind. Oh, that song is on deck. I dig it. I don't know why Lodge don't dig it though.
You
But
dig it because you dig it because you can sing it good.
no, I
Wow.
said there you go. No, I really dig Luke. And the trip part about it, when you were talking about the difference between music from different time eras and stamps and these youngsters, a lot of these youngsters are using a lot of the old school stuff now and mixing it in very well. Um, but I was in Starbucks one day and this song came on the radio and it was dum, 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 bum, bum, dum, dum.
Ooh.
And then it came in and I was like, oh, the Tonys, they playing the Tonys. And then all of a sudden I listened. I was like, ah, that's where Jubu got that from. I
Which
was like,
one?
Loot is from another song.
That's what Ray got that from. It's an old Sam and Dave blues record.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm using that point to say music, it e- it evolves. People R&B ain't gonna never die. R&B R&B ain't gonna never die. And you don't have to try to keep up with the times. All you need to do is just do good music.
Facts. Facts.
Absolutely.
That is very true. That is very true. That is very true.
Yeah. And we just started open up a new radio station and it's strictly R&B.
Yeah.
And it was easier to program, because R&B is such a special genre, so it's definitely a beautiful thing. So how does that work on tour? You guys still have the rights to perform the songs and then you just have different lead singers?
Yeah, anybody can sing anybody music live. You have no problem with that. A
Right.
stranger can sing your music.
Right. So basically for us, we just had two sold out shows out here. Then we had a show before that up in Sacramento. And the two sold out shows was at Yoshi's in Oakland. We got some other things coming up. People are reaching out, trying to get our numbers and everything. But when we do our show, we do our new stuff. We do a medley of the Tony's joints. Elijah has a solo project. Well, he has a couple things out. Jubu has some separate entities. Um, Myself so we just kind of incorporate all of our music, 3TOB and the Tony stuff into in there together in our show. So when people come to a show, you're gonna get a real show.
Absolutely. How are people responding to the newer music with 3TOB?
Oh, they love it.
Yeah?
Yeah, they love it. It's authentic. It's the same vibe, and everybody see that. Hey, that sounds like the Tonys. Hey, we
Facts.
are the Tonys.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's why I can understand that when you're doing like interviews and talking and conversing with different people, like you have to tell that backstory because that is your history. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, look, we've worked hard for decades. We're not going to just act like that never happened.
I mean,
Okay?
it's legendary. To put it mildly, it's really legendary, and because we never felt the wealth behind it, we don't get to appreciate it so much. But when we put the documentary out, the overwhelming of support we got, we finally felt like we arrived. Like we finally acknowledged from what we did, and it's actually a great feeling to be acknowledged. You know, but we want some of that dough.
Facts. With them stacks. With them stacks. Look at my man. Got the guitar, the bass joint.
We
Okay.
stay ready, man. We stay ready.
I see that. I see that. I see that, man.
And then he said, listen, man, you took over from Raphael from 98 to 2018. You got 20 years sweat equity in that group. 20 years. And he said, you did a lot. He said, so man, do not think small of that. He said, do not think small. He said, man, go out there um, and make your money. Make your money off of it. Do all that you need to do, and let it do what it do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I respect that. It's like, look, we working hard. We get in the bag. But I'm never forget about the mother bags.
Right.
Never gonna forget about them, okay? Because there should be no reason I went to work and didn't get the fruits of my
Yeah.
labor. You know, because you get older and you grow from it, but you can never forget what happened.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? So, you about to play something? Should I highlight you? Ooh.
That's what you technical.
Ooh. It's just something about a bass guitar. I'm trying to tell you.
All right,
Now you're teasing me.
We do this all
Like that.
day.
Wow.
That's how it was in high school. My mom was like, I can't stand them bands, but when them bass guitar players go, I'll accept it.
Wow. Wow.
I'm just being honest, you know what I'm saying? But you guys are so wonderful, you know, and I'm glad that you're just keeping the music alive, keeping the genre alive, the live instrumentation alive, because that's what it's all about.
Right.
So, go ahead, Nino.
Yeah, that is. We're gonna get some of your new music on. I got a couple pieces from y'all. Let me see which ones I have. Let me see which one you want us to play. I got what's it? Golden Time of Day and Never Give You Up. Which one you want the audience to hear?
Never gonna give you up.
Yeah, I'm glad
Okay.
you picked that one.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I know that.
Let's talk about inspiration behind that song, because I love the title.
Well, we had our good friend Derek Allen and our play nephew Mark Knox. They producer too. He produced a lot of people, and he did the scoring for my documentary.
Okay.
So he had a snippet of that song playing in the background. And I said, hey man, what you doing with that song? He's like, No, y'all have it. So I was sitting one day and I came up with a hook and I sung it to the fellas and it's like, okay, that's catchy. So we build from that point on. So myself, Amar, and Carl, we got together and wrote the lyrics, got the melody down, and put together. And everybody else started adding their favorite keyboard, guitar, and Tron keyboards, and
Mm.
programmed it, and it just came as it came.
Okay, well, introduce it for the people.
Go ahead, Amar.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the one and only 3TOB with Never Gonna Give You Up right here.
Where do y'all get that version from?
I don't know what you're talking about, man. With a little acapella at the end, man.
Yeah, oh, you over there putting your apps up and do your own little tricks over there. I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You over that Moisey app over there, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah. I used to use that. You got something a little better than that now. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
you got to up me when we get offline.
Yeah, yeah, I do that. Look like Amar, you muted my brother. I cannot unmute you. I don't know what happened.
You say
I don't
unmute,
know.
but we still can't hear you.
Yeah, I cannot hear you.
You can hear me now, right?
Yes, we
Yes.
hear you now. Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, for sure.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Yeah, that was a trip. I was like, hold on, wait a minute. I was like, all right.
Yeah, man. I like doing that to hear folks can really sing sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, for sure, for sure. No, it's all good. Yeah, man, we really dig that joint. We got so much stuff though, man. Honestly, trading places is a great one. Show improve. We got other joints like can't find my baby. Um, uh, love will find a way. I want you. Um, the baddest man. We got some joints, man. We are really getting ready to hit folks over the nugget, you know. So uh,
So when you gonna release this new music for these folks out there? You know what I mean? Because for real, you sent two joints, but that joint that we just played, when I played, I'm like, no, this is it. This
It's
joint
a,
right here is it.
it's available already on all digital outlets.
It's out.
And
Okay,
if you want to support us directly, 3tob.com. You can
there
get
it
the
is.
full
See,
EP from there. 3tob.com.
there it
yeah,
is.
and
There it
so
is.
trading places is out. Show improve. Never gonna give you up. Golden time of day. And
I want to be in love
I want to be in love.
and testing,
And
testing one, two.
testing one two. Then we had released a remake of This Christmas. That's out. Uh, but then the other joints, we got another about 4 or 5 joints that we're gonna finish up, and we're almost done. We're almost done. And then we're gonna get those right out to folks, and then we're just gonna keep writing and producing good music and just keep it coming. Build build our catalog up, and it may not come out as a certain type of project, like okay, this is this album, that's that album, that's this album. We're just gonna keep releasing stuff, and um, but we never know, man. As long as God continues to give us the gift and the breath of life, we're just gonna keep it coming.
It's a singles world right now. You could drop a single anytime now. So
Facts.
like we talked about, like if this EP, when this EP becomes successful and touch all the ears, it happened, we'll be able to tour for the rest of our life off this, and just like every 6 months, every year, release another single twice a year, just to keep it. Because ain't nowhere in the world you're gonna be able to perform every song on your new record. So it don't even make no sense to keep putting out
Facts. Facts.
full albums no more.
See now they said something real important. When y'all support this album and the singles, go to 3tob.com. You know what I mean? Go to them, support the artist directly. No middleman, no, go to the artist directly. You know what I mean?
Please.
That's where the artists are going to be most appreciative of you buying it. You know what I mean? Just go to 3tob.com. All right, 3tob.com.
Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. Go out there, support the artists. They got strong music. A lot of people always talk to us, and they talking to us out. Where's the real R&B at? There you go. Go out there and get the real
Hmm.
R&B. You know what I mean?
That's
Y'all
right.
complain about it, but when folks actually do it, y'all need to go out there and support them. You know what I mean? So
Indeed.
do that.
You on mute?
Go. Oh, no, there you go. Go ahead.
Baby,
Your mic.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, this is a part of the show where we're gonna highlight you and you just talk to the listeners, whatever you want to say, words of wisdom, remind them how they can support you, how they can follow you. The floor is just yours. Who would like to go first?
We go alphabetical order. He can go first.
Okay.
Yeah. First and foremost, man. Thanks so much for having us, man. We don't take anything for granted. Um, we don't care about the size of um, person's radio station. They blog talk, they podcast or whatever. We're always appreciative that um, someone is willing to listen to the story. So first and foremost, man, we just want to thank you guys for allowing us to come on here and spar with you guys for a little bit. Um, and then for the people that are just getting up on 3TOB, man, um, follow, get involved, and come and enjoy the journey with us, man. We promise to bring you great music, uh, and a lot of love and fun, man. That's what it's all about, man. Enjoying the journey, enjoying life, enjoying the process. And so, for all the young musicians and singers and writers that are coming up, uh, this is one hell of a business, and you truly gotta love it. My grandmother used to say, "Don't let that music drive you crazy. Don't let that music drive you crazy." And so, I didn't understand what she was talking about as I was growing up. I'd be in the house and get mad because I couldn't practice or do this and that, and driving her crazy, playing drums as loud as I could in the house and all that kind of stuff like that. So you have to really, we've been doing this for a long time, and you got to truly love it. And it's beyond um, the money and trying to flex on people and all that kind of stuff like that. You got to really love it. And so if you love it, get into it, cultivate it and grow it, learn what you need to learn, stay humble and true to yourself. And I'm gonna tell you like this. I mean, and it works for me. Put God first. Put God first. I'm not telling you who to follow, what to follow, but for me, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I'm gonna just keep pushing it, and I'm gonna just be thankful. So, yeah, indeed.
Amen.
I hear that action to go first. I know he's gonna preach a sermon.
This is what I got. This is what I got to put up with all the time. I got to deal with his
I
smart
love
mouth.
it.
But
She,
I love it.
she just asked for a shout out, man. That's all. No. Listen, our social media sites are is 3TOB 2020 on IG, 3TOB on Twitter and Facebook. You can follow me, Elijah underscore EB underscore Baker on IG, Elijah EB Baker on Facebook and Twitter. And follow our music on 3TOB dot for the music. Our channel for all our videos, Ambitious Records LLC on YouTube. So you can catch us clowning and videos and making of the music and documentary of course, loyalty no royalty. So you can find us there. And look for Jubu Dot Smith on all social media platforms. Antoine Ice Cream Hill, Carl Wheeler, um, LJ, Lionel. Let me find LJ real quick. He's my friend. Let me put it here real quick.
It's Lionel
LJ.
L.J. Holloman.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah. And for myself, it's only one. That's the number one. So only one Amar Khalil. AMARKHALIL. That's only one Amar Khalil on IG and Twitter, and just regular Amar Khalil on Facebook. So yeah, check us out.
There it is. Once again, I want to appreciate you guys taking the time out to be here on a T-Quest show with DJ El Nino, relatable, informative, yet entertaining. And you guys heard their social media. If you haven't, you guys know we have information for you. So all you gotta do is contact us. But go on their website. Like Nino said earlier, support them directly. Streaming is cute, but supporting directly is even better. Okay, and we're gonna contact your people to make sure we get some drops to be on the radio station so that could be playing along with your music. Between Nino and myself, we're on 25 plus radio stations, so we definitely will get the word out, get the music out there, because that's what it's all about. You do your part as a musician, we do our part as the tastemakers, and spread the music to the people.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, absolutely. And outside of music, because I know you guys are very gifted, is there any other projects that you're working on outside of music?
I'm finishing up my book.
Okay.
Author. I got a clothing line, Ambitious Apparel.
Okay.
I have a sunglass line. As you can see, I'm wearing my EB3 eyewears.
Okay.
Look at him. I like that.
I love me
like
some
that.
shades
I
now.
like
Talk to me.
Yeah. What else am I doing? I'm a sex symbol, about to be 55 this month. You know, yeah, I'm the hottest I've ever been right now. So that's all that's going on in my life, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, you know.
Hey, it works. Whatever you do it, if that's what you want to do, that's your life. Live it to the fullest. You know what I'm saying? Do your OnlyFans pictures with your shades on and your apparel. Like, put it all together in one. So I'm here for it. So where can we find all of that? Same website?
Ambitionsapparel.
Okay.
.net. Ambitiousrecords.net. EB3 eyewear on IG.
Okay. I'm going to check that out. I'm going to check it out. Because I do love me some
The apparel
shades.
line is being re-upped because I'm finding some more merchandise, but that's still the website. So it'll be active by spring.
Okay, beautiful. And you said something about a movie in the works?
Yeah, I'm talking to a couple cats right now. You know, I'm gonna put my book out first, and
Okay.
I want to, however I want to do it, I want to make sure that just us and the fellas to eat and not give 2020 another ounce of our money. They ate already.
I like that.
I ain't being selfish, but they ate already. They ain't trying to shit. I ain't trying to give them a grunt. They make their own money, I make my own money. I ain't giving out no more money.
There it is.
I respect
There it
it.
is. There it is.
I ain't using their music. We're going to use our own.
Yo, you are too dope.
It's real though. It's real though.
Well, Herpes was about the Dales, and it was still a great movie, correct?
Facts. Facts. Facts.
Yeah. So, they'll figure it out later on.
Well, definitely let me know. Definitely keep me posted. I love. Is it what kind of book is it? Is it like an autobiography or?
Yes, it's autobiography.
Okay. Well, definitely stay in contact, and because I love reading autobiographies. You know, they're my favorite type of books because I love to read people's stories from their experience, not what people assume what's happening, because you never know what goes on behind closed doors. So I'm definitely.
It's my therapy. It's a lot of things I ain't really speak on that probably been affecting me my whole life. So I have to go somewhere probably for like 3 days and go over the whole thing and make sure I ain't miss anything.
Yeah.
And just get it all right. But it will be coming out this year.
Okay, beautiful. All right. And then when the movie drop, let me play somebody, cousin, auntie, girlfriend, sister at the bodega. I don't know what the story's about.
I have a type of auntie. I have a few, but I have one type of auntie you can play.
You have the character? You already got it?
Oh yeah, it's a pack.
We'll figure it out. We can add an extra person that was at the studio. You know what I'm saying? Just because I want to be in the movie. But yes, this has been absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you guys, and it's time to get out of here. DJ Nino, you know what to do.
Yeah. I'm at DJ. You know what? I'm gonna do this because it's technology now. I can make this an instrumental. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give a shout out to 3TOB for coming up on this piece and telling their stories. All right. I'm at DJ Nino. You can find me on all social media sites under that piece, and you can catch me on about 15, 20 radio stations now. All right. And I will be playing this. All right. This is my new joint. All right. DJ Nino.
Absolutely.
T-Quest talk to you.
And you guys know you can find me at TQuest GLM on all social media platforms. Make sure you download your TQuest mobile app in your Google Play Store and your App Store for free. And make sure you follow us at the TQuest Show. And that music got me putting in my voice back, because you guys know I am the voice goddess, but I'm gonna let that slide for right now because this song is really getting me.
The T-Quest Show with DJ El Nino. Relatable, informative, yet entertaining. If you think you can handle being a guest on the show, contact us today. We've interviewed independent artists to mainstream, regular folk to celebrities. You never know who's going to be our special guest, and one day it may just be you. Follow us on all social media platforms at T-Quest GLM and DJ El Nino. El Nino. El Nino. Hey you. Me? Yes, you. Are you